Oops. For those who don't know me, I'm just a big boy who likes food. And today, I'm going to show you how to make Charro. This is one of my favorite little treats to put on the side of fajitas, breakfast burritos, or just eat them by themselves. They are delicious. And if you don't know what they are, you're going to find out. You start with a 2-pound bag of Pinto beans. I'm going to wash these off in a colander. We have our beans rinsed, and now we filled the pot with water, making sure that they were completely submerged. We're going to put a lid on them and then just set them on the stove overnight or put them in the fridge. It doesn't matter, but these need to soak overnight. Okay, our beans have soaked overnight, and as you can see, they've plumped up. They've almost even rised up to the top of the water. So I'm going to drain this and I'm going to rinse them again just to make sure we get any grit or sand or dirt out of these. All right, we're going to start with about 1 package of bacon cut up in 1-inch cubes. And we're going to cook that on medium until it browns up. Our bacon is mostly rendered down, almost crispy. So now we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of fresh diced garlic, and you can cheat by adding minced garlic as well. About a 1/2 cup of jalapenos, which is about 3 whole jalapenos. You don't have to add any jalapenos if you don't like it spicy. About 4 tablespoons of freshly chopped cilantro and a 1/2 cup of yellow onion. And we'll let this cook until the onions and everything become a little transparent and they're no longer crunchy. So we'll just keep cooking away and stirring, make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. In about 5 minutes on medium to medium high heat, and the aromatics are really kicking in. I can smell them jalapenos and the onions. Woo, I'm not crying, you're crying. We'll give this a few more minutes. Add the beans. Okay, these onions look pretty transparent, and they'll cook down more, obviously. We're gonna add our beans.
Beans, the musical fruit.
1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground chili powder, and about a 1/2 gallon of chicken broth. And our second one. You might be wondering why I'm making so much of this. It's because I can freeze this. We like to use this in a lot of stuff. This is awesome with tacos and fajitas, breakfast burritos, you name it. I'll stop now before I sound like Bubba Gump. When you eat it by itself, it's awesome.
Shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad.
So now we're going to turn up the heat to let this simmer. And once it starts simmering, we'll turn down the heat to let it simmer for probably an hour, maybe 2. Sometimes I'll let this simmer for 3-4 hours. Let it simmer until it looks and gets to the consistency that I like, which is no longer soupy like it is right now. And when these beans are a lot softer than what they are. So now we just let it cook and wait. Get out of there. Almost forgot to add one of the most important ingredients, salt. So about a tablespoon and a half, and you're gonna end up tasting it and re-seasoning it once it cooks down some anyway. All right, once it starts boiling, just stir it around and then turn it down to low, then just let it simmer for a few hours. What do you think, Chappie?
Huh?
While we wait for this to finish simmering, I'm going to finish dicing up these Roma tomatoes. So we're going to use about 2 cups Roma tomatoes. To finish it off, we're going to turn off the heat and pour these right on top, stir them in. And then we'll sprinkle a little bit more, maybe another tablespoon of fresh chopped cilantro right on top, and then serve it up into a bowl. We are at 2 hours in, and it's getting there. The beans are now soft. This is basically done now, but it's still too soupy. I'm going to let this cook on low. Maybe I'll turn it up to 1 until it thickens up. Been 2 hours and 45 minutes-ish, almost 3 hours. And it's now at the consistency that I like. Plus, it's going to thicken up some more. 3 hours probably is the go-to, but you can see it kind of sticking to the spoon. So that's the consistency that we want to see. So now we're going to take this off the heat. We'll pour in the Roma tomatoes. Give it a little stir. And then top it off with a little bit more cilantro as I just spill some on the stove top. It's all good. Let it cool down and I'm going to have a taste. Let's give it a try. My goodness. Those beans just threw a 5-star siesta in my belly. And my intestines are about to have a legendary encore. I thought a breakfast burrito sounded good. We got them charro beans and cheese and bacon and egg. Boy, howdy. Oops. Until next time, this is fantastic. I'll leave the ingredients and the recipe pinned in the comments. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all.